A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And dear students, today we are starting the chapter number 6, gravitation. So first of all, we should know what is the gravitation. Dear students, every body in the universe attracts the other bodies with a force. That force is known as a gravitational force, and this property of the matter by which every body attracts the other bodies is known as the gravitation. So the attraction among the bodies in the universe is called the gravitation. Newton studied the gravitational force between the two bodies and established after a number of the experiments a law. That law is known as gravitational law. So today our topic is Newton's law of universal gravitation. So dear students, that means you know that when a body attracts the other bodies with a force, what will be the magnitude of that force and how you have to measure? So that was the law that's explained by the Newton. This law can be stated that every body in the universe attracts another body with a force, and the magnitude of that force is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means this law states that this force, the magnitude of this force is directly proportional to the product of the masses. Consider, let's suppose these are the two bodies. One is A and other one is a B. This one is the body A, its mass is m1, and this one is the body B, its mass is m2. Then the distance between their centers, let's suppose this distance is r. Exactly, they are the two bodies having the masses, that's why they will attract each other with a force. That force is known as a gravitational force, and the magnitude of this force is directly proportional to the product of the masses, and this one is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. When we combine these two relations, F is proportional to m1 m2 over r square. So to change the sign of the proportionality into equal, we should have to introduce some sort of the constant. That constant is the g m1 m2 over r square. So this is the mathematical form of Newton's universal gravitational law. In this equation, you observe the G. G is a universal gravitational constant, and here students, its value in a SI system. G is a universal constant, its value in a SI system is 6.63 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And this value in a CGS system is given by 6.63 into 10 power minus 8 dime centimeter square per gram square. So these are the two constant values in the two different systems. Remember one thing, the G is a universal constant. That means wherever you go in a universe, its value will never change, it will remain the constant. Dear students, इसी के with the help of this law, we can calculate the mass of the earth. तो next topic आपका जो है, next topic आपका है mass of the earth. Mass of earth कैसे कैलकुलेट की जाए? देखिए, इस तरह की कोई फिजिकल बैलेंस तो हो नहीं सकती कि पूरी अर्थ को उसमें रखकर उसको जो है उसकी पैमाइश की जाए, मेजर किया जाए. सो दैट मीन्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस लॉ, यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल लॉ, वी कैन मेजर, वी कैन कैलकुलेट द मास ऑफ द अर्थ. कंसिडर a body of the mass m. This one is the body, its mass is m. which is placed on a surface of the earth. Let's suppose mass of the earth is me and the radius of the earth is re. So the distance from the center of this made the average distance from the center of the earth to the center of this body. So by applying the gravitational law, you know that the force between this earth and that mass, this body, is given by, this force is equal to G m1, that means me, m2 means mass of this object m, divided by the average distance between their centers re square. But we also know that the force exerted by the earth on any object is its weight. So if this force is equal to what? Weight, that's equal to mg. That means we can put over here mg is equal to g mem over re square. So m will be cancelled. Now we have g is equal to g me over re square. So dear students, now to calculate the mass, if you rearrange this equation, if you are going to rearrange this equation, G is equal to G me upon re square. Over here me, mass of the earth, is equal to what? G re square divided by G. So we know that G is a constant and its value is 9.81 meter per second square. Now the radius of the earth is also constant, that one is 6.38 into 10 power 6 meter. This one is the radius of the earth. And the gravitational constant, just we have studied, that one is equal to 6.63 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So when we put these values in this equation, look at this one, mass of the earth me is equal to, when we put the value of this, will be 9.81 into re square, means 6.38 into 10 power 6 square divided by, that would be divided by G, means 6.63 into 10 power minus 11, and the calculated value will come out as me, that's equal to, when you calculate this value, that will become 5.98 into 10 power 24 kg. But in numerical values, we use the mass of the earth as 6 into 10 power 24 kilogram after rounding of the data. So this one is the mass of the earth that we have calculated with the help of universal gravitational law. So in the same way, now the next topic, that one is the density of the earth. With the help of the universal gravitational law, how we can calculate the density of earth. The next topic is density of earth. You know that density is always equal to mass per unit volume. So when we talk about the density of the earth, rho e, that means the density of the earth is given by mass of the earth and divided by volume of earth. So we know that the mass of the earth, just we have calculated for the formula for the mass of the earth, that one is equal to G re square over G, and we consider the earth as a sphere. So that's why the volume of the earth is equal to 4 over 3 pi re cubic. By putting these both values in this equation, equation 1, let's say this one is equation 1. So now we have the mass, the density of earth, that's equal to mass of earth, that's given how much? G re square over capital D whole divided by pull divided by what? By the volume. 4 over 3 pi r e cubic. So rearranging this one is equal to g r e square over g, that will be converted into multiply then 3 over 4 pi r e cubic. So this r square will be cancelled here. Rho is equal to 3g over 4 pi g r e. So this one is the formula for the density of earth. So when you put the value of these all quantities, you know that g, its value is 9.8, 4 pi 3.14, and re, all values, you are having the all values, and when you put these values, so the density will come out as, by putting the values, 5.5 into 10 power 3, 5.5 into 10 power 3, what will be the unit of the density? Kilogram per cubic meter. So that one is the density of earth, and that one is 5.5 times greater than the density of the water at 4 degrees Celsius. So that was the density of the earth. Dear students, the next topic is mass of sun. We are going to calculate the mass of the sun with the help of the universal gravitational law. Mass of the earth मालूम करने के लिए बेटा सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे? देखो, you know that earth is revolving around the sun. Let's suppose this one is sun, and earth is revolving over here in this orbit. This one is the earth. This one, the mass of the earth is me, and the mass of the sun is, let's suppose, ms, and the orbital distance from the center of the earth to the center of the sun, that, let's suppose, this one is r. Then you know that when the earth is revolving around the sun, so by using the gravitational law, we are going to calculate mass of sun with the help of universal gravitational law. How? So you know that, so the force between sun and earth, that's equal to g ms me, mass of the earth, divided by r square. Let's suppose this one is equation 1. As you know that earth is revolving, that means there is a centripetal force produced which keep the earth rotating about the axis of the about the sun. So you may write here centripetal force, that is equal to mass of the earth and centripetal acceleration of the earth. So when we know that centripetal acceleration of the earth, that's equal to what? v square over r. R is the orbital distance between the center of the sun and center of the earth. So v is equal to v square over r. And we also know that when we know that v is equal to r omega. So if you put over here AC is equal to v square, that means r omega whole square divided by r. So by putting the values over here, AC is equal to r square omega square over r. So this one r is being cancelled, so centripetal acceleration is equal to r omega square. So in this equation, you know, omega, when we talk about the omega, angular acceleration, angular velocity. So angular velocity omega is equal to theta upon t for the one complete revolution of the earth around the sun. So that means that would be equal to 2 pi over t. T is the time period. So squaring on both sides, omega square is equal to 4 pi square over t square. Putting in this equation A, what will be there? What will be there, beta? Look at this. Centripetal acceleration is equal to r omega square, that's being replaced by what? 4 pi square over t square. So when we put in this equation centripetal acceleration, that we have already know, that one is equal to what? me into, what was that? Centripetal acceleration, put the values, 4 pi square r over t square. So centripetal force is equal to 4 pi square MER over T square. So this one is the centripetal force which keep the earth revolving around the sun, means it's the orbital motion of the earth around that. And when we compare this equation, let's suppose this one is equation 2. When we compare this equation with the first equation, what was that? You know that was G ms me over r square, that's equal to what? 4 pi square MER over T square. Now remember one thing, beta, me will be cancelled. Now again, if you go there, we have to calculate what? Mass of the earth. So mass of the sun is equal to what? 4 pi square. When r square is being taken over there, that would be r cubic and divided by what? G and T square. So this is the formula for the mass of sun. And we know the values of these things. How? Over here, pi, we know that value of the pi is equal to what? 3.14. When the orbital distance, means the distance from the center of the earth to the center of sun, that's also the constant, that r is equal to what? 1.49 into 10 power 11 meter. And then again G, value of the G is also constant, 6.63 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Now when we talk about the time period, you know, if you calculate the time period, the time taken by the earth to complete the one revolution around the sun, that one is known as the time period. That means in a 1 year there are the 365.3 days, 1 day having 24 hours, then in 1 hour 60 minutes, then 60 seconds. So you may calculate here, T is equal to what? When you calculate, that would be 3.15 into 10 power 7 seconds. So this one is the time period. When we put all these values, the mass of the earth, mass of the sun will be calculated. Put the values in that equation. How? Mass of sun is equal to 4 into, over here, 3.14 square, and when we talk about the r, 1.49 into 10 power 11 whole cubic, whole divided by what, beta? G, 6.63 into 10 power minus 11, and T, that one is 3.15 into 10 power 7 whole square. When you calculate, that will come out 1.99 into 10 power 30 kg. In some numerical we use ms is equal to 2 into 10 power 30 kg as well, but actual mass of the sun is 1.99 into 10 power 30 kg. So that was these were some applications of the Newton's gravitational law. During that we have calculated the mass of the earth, density of the earth, and also the mass of the sun. So with the help of the gravitational law we can calculate a lot of the things, not only the gravitational acceleration but also the mass of the different objects by comparing them. इसके बाद बहुत ही एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक आपका वेरिएशन ऑफ द जी विद रेस्पेक्ट टू द एल्टीट्यूड. ये जो एल्टीट्यूड का लफ्ज हम यूज कर रहे हैं, लेट्स सपोज दिस वन इज अर्थ, variation of G. G means gravitational acceleration. Gravitational acceleration with altitude. With altitude. अब देखिए बेटा, अगर यहाँ पे this one is the center of the earth, center से लेकर सरफेस तक, यहाँ तक डिस्टेंस क्या होता है? रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ. और कोई बॉडी अगर यहाँ पर हो, means on the surface of the earth, then we know that gravitational acceleration, that's given by gme over re square. On the surface of the earth, the value of the g is equal to gme upon re square. Let's suppose this equation number 1. Now, as soon as you move this object up, this height, this is known as the altitude. Let's suppose this one is being taken from that spot to over here, and this one is altitude, means height. Now the total distance from the center of the earth to point P, let's suppose this point is P, that one is re plus h. Now you know it in this way. So now the gravitational acceleration at the altitude, means at the height, that's given by gme over, now distance is being changed, mass will remain same, constant, g is already constant, so re plus h whole square. So this one is the second expression. In this way, remember one thing, generally in a numerical calculation we use this formula for the altitude. We just add the height to the radial distance, but even for the further approximate values, we can solve this equation. How? Divide equation 2 by 1. When you divide equation 2 by 1, equation 2 gh, that's equal to gme over re plus h whole square. That's completely divided by, that is divided by what? gme over re square. So you know that gh is equal to, when you change this one, gme over re plus h whole square, it will be converted into multiply, and re square over gme. So that these factors will be cancelled. Now over here we have the g as well. So gh over g, that's equal to re square over re plus h whole square. Now beta, mathematically, if you rearrange that equation, gh over g is equal to 1 divided by re plus h whole square divided by what? Re square. Taking in a whole power, gh over g is equal to 1 divided by re plus h whole square divided by re, that will be like this. So gh over g, that's equal to what? That's equal to 1 divided by, can you separate this one? 1 upon re upon re plus h upon re whole square. So gh over g, that's equal to 1 divided by, that would be cancelled, 1 plus h upon re whole square. So taking this denominator as a numerator, again we have gh over g, that's equal to what? 1 plus h upon re power minus 2. By applying the binomial theorem, we have to factorize 1 minus 2h upon re plus 3h square upon re square minus 4h cubic upon re cubic, and so on. But you know that the higher, as the radius of the earth is having a very large value, that's why the higher powers are negligible. That means you can write here gh over g, that's equal to 1 minus 2h upon re. These terms are negligible, means plus 0, minus 0, and so on. So when you talk about this, so that means gh over g, that's equal to what? 1 minus 2h upon re. So taking the g on that side, so gh is equal to 1 minus 2h upon re into g. So this is the expression for the gravitational acceleration at altitude as well. But numerically we use, I already told you, we use gh is equal to gme upon re plus h, but you can use this as well. So that will give you the approximate value. So that was the value of the g with respect to the altitude we have calculated. The formula is gh is equal to 1 minus 2h upon re into g. As you know that the value of the g change due to the altitude, in a same way when we talk about the variation of the g with respect to the depth. So next topic is variation of g with depth. Dear students, you know this one, let's suppose this one is the earth. This one is the center of the earth. What is the depth? The distance below the surface, let's suppose this one is the surface. So if you go there, below the surface, this distance is known as the depth. Let's suppose this completely, this one is the radius of the earth up to that. And now this rest of the distance is RE minus D. We know that on the surface of the earth, the value of the G was GME over RE square. That was the equation 1, right? When you reach at the depths, below that one. So there the gravitational acceleration will change. So to go through that one, we know that what is the formula for the density of the earth? So density of the earth, that's equal to what? That's equal to mass of the earth divided by the volume of the earth. And you know that over here mass of the earth is given by what? Density into volume of earth. So putting the values, mass of the earth is equal to density of the earth into, when you talk about the volume of the earth, that's equal to 4 over 3 pi RE cubic. So this one is the mass, this one is the mass of the earth. Let's suppose this one is equation 2. Now at the depth, let's suppose this point is a P. At the depth D, the mass, the whole mass will not affect, only this mass will affect, and this is known as the effective mass. This is known as effective mass. So the effective mass ME dash, that's given by rho E into 4 over 3 pi R. Now this distance, that one is RE minus D whole cubic. So this one is known as the effective mass. Let's suppose this equation number 3 now. Equation 2, that was the actual mass of the earth, that's rho E into 4 upon 3 pi R cubed. And now this one is effective mass. Divide the equation 3 by 2, that means ME dash over ME, that is equal to rho E into 4 over 3 pi RE minus D whole cubic, whole divided by what? Rho E into 4 over 3 pi RE cubic. Dear students, now this rho E will be cancelled, 4.3 pi, these all are cancelled. So ME dash over ME is equal to what? Is equal to RE minus D whole cubic over RE cubic. Let's suppose this equation number 4. Now dear students, we have already mentioned that the gravitational acceleration on the surface of the earth is given by G is equal to ME over RE square. That was the equation 1. And gravitational acceleration at the depth, that would be given what? GME dash over RE minus D whole square. You know why? Why ME dash? Because the mass is being affected when you go at the depth, that mass will be affected. So now from this one, if you let's suppose this one is equation 5. Divide the equation 5 by this one, so we have GD over G, that's equal to what? GME dash divided by RE minus D whole divided by what? Divided by this GME over RE square. So if you change this one, GD over G, that's equal to GME dash divided by RE minus D whole square into RE square over GME, beta GG will be cancelled only, and now we have gravitational acceleration at the depth over G is equal to what? We have ME, rearranging that one also, ME dash divided by ME into, this will be RE square over RE minus D whole square. But from equation 4, G d over G, ME dash over ME, we already know that, that was given, RE minus D whole cubic divided by RE cubic into this one. So we have just put the value of this ME dash, ratio of the effective mass to the mass. So RE square over RE minus G whole square. Now this square, this factor will be cancelled and this factor will be cancelled as well. So G d over G, that's equal to RE minus D over RE. So you may write here beta, now gravitational acceleration at the depth is equal to, when you separate this one, RE over RE minus D over RE, so this will be cancelled. So G into G, this G would be taken on that side. So over here beta, GD is equal to what? 1 minus D over RE into G. So this is the expression for the G at the depth D. So when you go in the depth, as soon as you are going to increase, when you reach at the center of the earth, that means this depth is equal to radius of the earth. When you reach at the center of that, then the depth is equal to radius of the earth. So when you put over here, GD is equal to what? 1 minus D is replaced by RE, RE over RE into G. So this will be cancelled. So GD is equal to 1 minus 1 into G. So gravitational acceleration at the radius of the earth, at the center of the earth, is equal to 0. 1 minus 1 means 0 multiplied by G. So G, gravitational acceleration at the center of earth is 0. So that was your topic. Thank you. May God bless you.